Okay, if you're wondering how to concentrate better during games, I'm going to do a full video now and explain the things that come from my GA Lean Body program and the things that I've used with different clients that I work with that are trying to prioritize concentrating better during games. So regardless of your sport, whether it's hurling, football, ladies football or camogie, concentration during the game is absolutely crucial. Anyone that has played the sport long enough, you know that your concentration can dip. Even in the beginning of the game, if you haven't done your nutrition right or you haven't used your supplements correctly, you can have low concentration from the very beginning, or more importantly towards the end as you start to fatigue and when the crucial decisions are made. So I'm going to do a full video on explaining the layout on terms of how to keep your nutrition and keep your supplementation on point so that you can keep your concentration at the maximum coming into games. So the number one thing is getting your nutrition right. So what happens with a lot of GA players coming into games is they're not 100% sure on what foods are the best ones to eat. And again, the food choices that people use, and I'll use my GA Lean Body program as it gives context to this answer, the foods will vary depending on each person's preference, each person's digestion, and what works best for them. However, the key thing is going to be making sure that you load up your carbohydrates the day before and you carb load so that your glycogen stores are completely full coming into your big games, so that your body doesn't actually tap into body fat or fat stores during the game, which means that you're not going to be able to concentrate as well. And what can happen with a lot of GA players and a lot of the guys that I've worked with is when your carbohydrates or your complex carbohydrates aren't high enough the day before and you haven't got your nutrition on point coming into the game, you have that good energy level for 40-50 minutes, and in the last 10-15 minutes, because your body's now effectively tapping into fat stores because you haven't loaded your carbohydrates and you haven't got your nutrition right, you lose concentration because your body's not able to focus and use its primary fuel source, which is glucose for the majority of people, assuming that you're not in full ketosis. So what I would advise is the day before, make sure you load up your carbohydrates so that you have good complex carbohydrates, your sweet potato, your brown or basmati rice, your porridge oats, things like that that are going to load up your glycogen stores the day before, and then coming into the day of the game, regardless of what time that is, you've got good complex carbohydrates and good protein sources, easily digested protein sources on the day of the game so that your body has an energy source to tap into. So what happens is when you're going out onto the field of play, your body's tapping into glucose, it's trying to get all that glucose out so you have an instant energy hit so you can move, you can focus, you can do all the things that high-end sports people do. What happens if you haven't stored and loaded your glycogen is after you burn through that glucose and you burn through the little bit of glycogen you have, you can tap into fat stores, and that's when concentration can go absolutely down and you can't focus, and those last 10 minutes are crucial and you can't even get your brain right to focus in terms of what movement to play. So what I would advise is make sure you've got those complex carbohydrates the day before, make sure you have them the day of, and your good protein source and amino acid source with them. And then if you need something that's going to give you a little bit of an edge, using some caffeine directly before your game can work tremendously well. A lot of the people that come through my GA Lean Body program, there's so many variations of the program, so this isn't the same for everyone, but we'll use caffeine or some form of green tea extract to give them a mild stimulant effect in their brain. If you do that in combination with loading your glycogen stores and getting your nutrition on point, it can send your concentration level and your physical performance to the next level completely. So adding in, again, the tolerance level is going to be dependent on each person. Some people are 100 milligrams, some people go to 300 milligrams. It really depends on your individual tolerance, and I would trial that with you, whether you use capsules or whether you drink a cup of black coffee. It's very much dependent on what's going to work best for you. However, using your nutrition and then using your supplements to send you to the next level is key. Some people will use things like Red Bull, they'll use their stimulated drinks beforehand, and they can work tremendously well, but if you haven't got your nutrition on point, it's like running your car on water. You'll get a little bit of get up and go in the beginning, but you'll fade towards the end. So my advice for keeping your concentration at the peak level is make sure those glycogen levels are full, make sure there's enough glucose there that your body has an energy source, and then use your caffeine or your caffeinated supplement or whatever it is that you're using before the game to send you to the next level, and you're not purely relying on caffeine or a caffeinated drink just to get through a game. So that's how you keep your concentration levels at the top level. So hopefully this helps you. Any GA players you know that are looking to move their performance to the next level, be sure to tag them below. I hope you guys got loads of value from this video.